Today my case is going to be on, my whistleblowing case is going to be on Harry Markopoulos and his whistleblowing case that involved Barry Madoff and his investment firm. I'm going to start out by introducing each candidate, and the first one is obviously Harry Markopoulos. He is a financial person from Boston. He began working in Boston in 1991 for a company by the name of Rampart Investment Management, and that was where he first got introduced to Barry Madoff and his investment firm. Barry Madoff was born in Queens, New York in 1938, and to kind of make a long story short, he eventually had his own investment firm, was very wealthy and did very well with it, and had many famous clients and usually had pretty good returns for his clients. But as we know, in 2008 he was convicted of the Ponzi scheme, and then 1 year later he was indicted on those 11 counts of fraud. And at the ripe age of 71, he was convicted to a sentence of 150 years in prison. Now we will analyze this case using the IMA resolution of ethical conflict steps. The first two steps involve competence and confidentiality. Markopoulos didn't seem to have an issue with either of these steps. He handled both of them pretty well. He seemed to always be up on the laws and regulations of the financial world, and that definitely worked to his advantage in helping him solve the Madoff case. All of his colleagues said that he was one of the smartest guys that worked at the firm, and that was ultimately why they put him on the case in the year 2000. Confidentiality wasn't a big issue for him or anybody inside the firm, since everybody knew what the issue was. Bernie Madoff was a big name, not only in their firm but across the nation as well, so confidentiality wasn't a big deal. As I said, they didn't have a big deal, or it didn't seem to be a big deal with anybody outside of the firm, because Bernie Madoff was such a well-known person. The next is going to be integrity. This was probably one of Markopoulos' strongest traits. Even after he ran into a wall in the year 2000, he seemed to have the character and integrity to keep going. It didn't bother him that he ran into a wall. He was taking it seriously and wanted to finish the case. I believe that he did this for the integrity of the profession. He liked his profession and didn't want to see one man ruin it for everybody. Obviously, he had a very high ethical standard set for himself. This helped him in the long run be able to continue through with the case and not give up on something that he believed in. The last one is credibility. Obviously, this played a huge role in the case that he had. Not only was he relying on other information that he was receiving about Barry Madoff, but people were also relying on the information that he was giving back to them. So it was kind of a dual relationship as far as credibility went. A lot of people were relying on his information and he was relying on theirs as well. One thing he lacked was timeliness, but that wasn't really his fault. He couldn't control that. As we mentioned before, the case kind of got uncovered in 2000 and he wasn't convicted until 2008. Sometimes these cases do take a long time because of the paper trails and stuff that they have to uncover. One of his strong suits, though, as far as credibility goes, was he knew the market really well. He knew that Madoff couldn't always be winning. When you're trading stocks, you have to lose at some point, and in Madoff's case, he always seemed to be on top and winning. The last part that I want to compare it to is Bardasco's "We Don't Need Another Hero." Throughout that, he talks about picking and choosing your own battles. Within this profession, it's hard to pick and choose the battles that we have. Once we've set standards and ethical beliefs for ourselves, we have to stand up for those. And when circumstances come and arise about issues that we believe strongly in, it's best for us to stand up in them for the integrity of the profession that we chose. And and I don't like the kind of negative connotation he puts off as being a hero. As Marco Polo said, he didn't want to be a hero. He wasn't looking for fame or money. It actually bothered him a lot. He just wanted to solve the case and be over everything that came along with it, and I think that shows a great deal about him and the integrity that he had and the care that he had for the profession that he had chose.